But what I want to kind of get you guys to understand tonight is that there's so much potential in this business. If you haven't been on any trainings yet, if you haven't seen some of the mentors and some of the crazy lifestyles that they're living, it's really phenomenal. And it's all a reflection of us helping people and going after our dreams and living in this positive kind of environment. So the biggest thing that I can talk about is, like we kind of mentioned just before, have a belief. Change your belief if it's not serving you, and have a why. Really focus on it. Some people like a vision board. At the very least, have it written somewhere where you're going to see it every day. Okay, so that's just generally about why I need you guys to be with that mindset, because I can't help people who don't want to be helped. I love fucking helping people. I really do. I want to get out there and I want to make sure that everybody's reaching their goals, that they're reaching their targets, that they're being happy and that they're getting the most out of life. But if you're sitting there and whinging and not moving forward and not understanding that I'm trying to help you, or, your team, your uplines are trying to help you, there's not much else we can really do. Okay, so again, those kind of days, go back to what you wrote down, after this meeting, because you're going to be good kids and go and do your homework, please. Go and write that. Find that why. Find that belief. Find that what you really want. And don't be afraid. Like, it should scare you. It should kind of feel a little bit intimidating and a little bit wrong to write down. But really go with it, okay? And trust it. Trust that it's going to happen, because you guys deserve it. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. There's so much that we can help you with. And, if you want to travel, if you want more freedom for your family, you want to own your own house, put all those things down, but don't just make them generic. What kind of house do you want? Where do you want it to be? What street do you want it in? Like, really get focused on what you want, okay? It's going to help you on those days where things go wrong, because you can focus on it. Okay, so I know we've got a lot of really new faces in the team, which is awesome, and I'm hoping that it continues, because you guys are rock stars. But I'm going to go back through the complete basics for the next 15-20 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to talk about our products, I'm going to talk about our points, our business structure, and our upline structure as well. Okay, so I'm sure all of you know. If you don't, jump on some of those training links on our Team Illuminate page. Now remember the pinned post in Team Illuminate, so that's Lauren's page, has a whole lot of resources and recordings for you to have a look on there. Sorry guys, it's telling me my internet's unstable, so if it plays up, I apologize in advance. All right, so these little beauties, they're our capsules, right? So we've got the berries, the veggies, and the fruit. Now they're either available in the threesome, just the fruit and the veggies, or just the berries alone. Okay, now 117 for the 3-pack, 72.60 for the 2-pack, or 43.10 for the berries. Now you have to remember, guys, that is on a 4-month installment. Okay, so whenever you're talking to a customer, you must remind them that it's a 4-month commitment. And this isn't just so that we can scam you money for the next 4 months. It's so far from that. It's based on our scientific journaling, so our studies that we've got on the website that talk about cellular rejuvenation. Okay, so that is literally the time that it takes your red blood cells to completely rejuvenate. Is that 4 months, the 120 days. So that's why our products need to be in your system for that amount of time, because after that period is when you're going to be seeing your optimal results. So, I love when you get people who are like, yeah, I've been on them 3 weeks and I don't feel any different. Yeah, but how do your red blood cells feel? Or how do your white blood cells feel? Or how's your immune system going? They have no idea of those things. So they're the things that you need to remind them that so much happens internally, and there's so much research and scientific evidence behind our product that happens internally. They're not just going to have the booming clear skin or, the hair that grows for their wedding or something like that. There's so much deeper value behind our products. All right, so that's the capsules. Remember now, they work on a micronutrient level. So when you're talking to people, they're going to be the things that help cellular rejuvenation, help prevent things, help your cells. There is a study in there that shows you that they actually repair DNA. Crazy stuff. Make sure that if you are going to talk about this, though, that you link in the right resources, okay? We want to make sure that it's not just stated claims. Sometimes it can get a bit Chinese whispers. Make sure you actually go and read the journals and read everything that's on the website. It is on our Juice Plus website for anybody to have a look. And then that way you know the product, you know what you're talking, and you know recommending things, okay, that are actually going to benefit people. Now, if you don't have the belief in that product yet because you're not seeing results, or you've only just started, you need to go onto the testimonials page. You need to immerse yourself in other people's customers. You need to go and research and see the things that are changing in people's bodies. It's really easy once they start to happen in your body and once you get a really good product story. But if you're not at that stage yet, don't worry, okay? It will come. I know that was one of my concerns. Starting it, I was like, oh, I've only got clear skin and my mental clarity is great. How am I supposed to say to people, here, go and take this, it's fabulous? Make sure that you know that it can help with fibromyalgia, that it can help with autoimmune diseases, that it helps with eczema. And don't just say it's going to cure it, because everybody's different. You don't want to say, here, take this, it's going to clear up your son's eczema, because if it doesn't, you'll be up shit creek. All right. That's another thing that I want to say is, please don't make any promises, because it devalues our TGA listing. We don't want people to think that they're buying into some magic pill that's going to change their whole life. Sometimes it really does. But you want them to realize that it's an investment into their health. So their long-term value, long-term longevity, really, it's completely health longevity. Now, because that one works on a cellular level, they may not see the results straight away. That's okay. They may get really sick for 2 weeks, and that's totally normal. That's our detox period. There's a really good document on the Freestyle page, so Team Freestyle, that's Adam's page, called Dr. Maita Ray. Now, she's beautiful. She is our doctor in America who started and is working very closely with Juice Plus and the research journals. She's done up a beautiful kind of like a document for us to send anybody who's having these issues. I know my dad at the moment is terrible at taking things, and he goes on and off Juice Plus. And every time he starts, he gets terrible migraines for the first, 3-5 days. But it's literally because his body is pushing so much shit out of his body. Okay, all the toxins are coming through. He's going to be getting the hot flushes, the headaches, everything feeling yucky because he's got a really poor diet. I hope he's not listening. But that's the kind of things that people will experience. Don't go straight out there and say, oh, you probably have, a poor lifestyle, so you're going to see a detox period. Just be really gentle. Tell them it's normal. Even really healthy people have a detox period. I think they say something like 20% of people will see it. So it's quite common. But yeah, so that is our micronutrients. And now they're just literally the fruits, veggies, and berries. And they're the live extracts. Okay, if you want to know any more about our products, jump onto events, because whenever we do an event, so it's different to training, an event is for newcomers, so anybody who's interested in the business. Trainings are for anybody that is already in the business. So in the events, we obviously give people a rundown about the products. Now, at the start, when you're starting the business, it's all going to be daunting. But trust me, the more events and the more trainings that you get yourself onto, the easier it's going to be for you to learn and the quicker your business is going to grow. Okay. Now, these are our other ones. So our macronutrients, and they're our protein powders. Now, they're also plant-based, 100% natural, and they either come in a 60-pack or a 120-pack. Now, again, what you need to remind your customer is that order lasts for 4 months, again, because of our cellular rejuvenation. So it may seem silly, but that 60 shakes is to last 120 days. Now, that is one every second day, or as I do it, I either sprinkle it on my porridge or I have half in a smoothie each morning. Now, they're not typically a weight loss product. I don't like endorsing them that way because I don't want anybody to see my product as some kind of fad or some kind of scam or anything like that. It's literally whole food powder. You're getting spirulina, mushroom, broccoli sprouts, alfalfa sprouts, all those crazy things that I'd never buy into my food and into different things. So I don't endorse it as a meal replacement at all. If people want to, they can. Just be careful the way you go about it because you don't want it to come off the wrong way. Okay? And then you've got the 120 pack. So that's one a day over 4 months. Now, these ones are 67 a month for the 60 or 133 for the 120 pack. Now, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to write those down for you. So we have the premium. Can you see that? My kids have been writing with my texters. Premium, so they're going to be 352 points. And points we call PVC, okay? Now, if you remember, they're 117 each month, so per month. Then we have our fruit and veg. And they're 225 PVC and 76.20 a month for your customer. Okay, then we have the berries. And they're 128 and 43.10 for your customer. Okay, now what you guys need to remember is this column. So whenever you see PVC written anywhere, or once you get into your VO and you start to see your reports, your PVC is what counts to your SDVF promotion. All right, if you guys need to get a little notepad or a little journal or something, please write this down. I will record it so that we can watch it again later if you need to go through it. But this column here is what you're going to be looking at when you're looking at your promotions. Okay, so I'm just going to briefly go through your promotions. If I add on here as well, so your shakes, your whole food powders. Now they're either $205 for the 60 pack, or you double it to $410 for the 120 pack. Okay, now you're going to do that even with the kids shakes, the kids chews. Say they're going to go into and order the kids chews, that's 145 points. If they get the adult chews, that's double, so it's going to be 290. Okay, so feel free to just double or half in things that you need to. Now I might just say too, hopefully you guys are all aware, but we do have a child health study. It's literally where the company sponsors a child for free with an adult product. So they can opt to get that with either the premiums, so all three, or just the fruit and veg. Okay, they're the only ones. They can't get a berry order and get free products, or they can't get shakes and get free products. It's just these guys or this one. Now, it's a really good upsell. So if you've got somebody who's interested in, say, just the berries, or they can only really look at just the berries, say to them, for an extra $30 a month, you can get free kids products too. And they're amazing kids products. They've got absolutely no artificial shit in it whatsoever. It's not processed. It's 100% natural. All they do is they take that juice, we're Juice Plus, so they take that juice, they add it with a little bit of tapioca and fructose, and it turns into a chewy. Okay, if you've got them at home, they're delicious, but they're really good for them as well. So it's the best and most easiest way to get all that extra nutrients into your kids, especially if they're fussy. So that's an awesome way to approach it, especially if you're talking to a mum or a dad, or say, a dance teacher or a teacher from school or something along those lines, where you really want to show them the value behind the product. Let them know that our company does sponsor children for free, because they're really big on creating a healthier generation to come. It's not just about making money in Juice Plus at all. It's about helping people to see the bigger picture on our health and everything that we're neglecting. Okay, so now that's a little bit about the products. Now we've got the PVC column, remember? So whenever you see PVC, you're looking at points to go to SDVF. So I'm just going to rub this out. Cool. All right, now when we start out, I'm just going to go through the first 4 major promotions. I won't go too much further because I know we've got a lot of newbies on here and I don't want to scare anyone off. But we've got virtual franchisee. So that's a VF. So whenever you start, I'll bring it closer here. Okay, so whenever you start, you're going to start out as a VF, and we all start there together. That's your $137 fee, and that's when you get your virtual office through to your email. Okay, then we go to DVF. Now, DVF is just direct virtual franchisee, so you don't really need to remember the terms as long as you can remember the abbreviations and just work through their order. Now, if you can do DVF, which is 1,000 points. So now remember, we have 352 for a premium, 225 for a fruit and veg, $128 for berries, $205 or $410 for the shakes. So it can be made up really quickly, especially because you add in your own order. Okay, so you're at least going to order a premium, hopefully, if you're a virtual franchisee, because you want to be trying those 3 different ones to be able to recommend to people. Now, I also recommend that you take at least one of the shakes. Okay, I know it's a bit hard. Sometimes people come into the business in a bit of a financial bind, but remember, you can do this over a couple of weeks, or even, at the start of a month, add these in, at the end of the month, add these in. But you really want to be a product of the product. You want to be able to show people, what the products do, what you've felt, how you found them, how you use them, because it makes it more personal. And we are a direct selling company, so there's no point selling something that you don't really know anything about. Okay, so if you add those in, you've already got at least, 550 points. So if you could find one more order, you're pretty much there. So we always say if you can get around about 3 to 4 orders, you're at DVF. Now, if you can do that in your first 10 days, you get a $100 bonus. Okay, so that's cash straight back in your pocket, and it pretty much covers this fee that you've paid up at the top. All right, so that is your Uplines job, to really help you get to DVF, find those first 3 or 4 orders, and make that $100. Okay, it's not the end of the world if you don't, because remember, you do only have 10 days to do it. But if you can get your business rolling to that good start, it really helps it. It makes you feel like, you're part of something that's worthwhile. And when that money hits your bank, it's kind of like, shit, this is real. Like, they're actually paying me, and it starts to get you more motivated. So I really kind of recommend that you do that one. You look at making it a priority, and it's really easy to do. If you can get down to sharing the product correctly. So don't go out, send massive letters to everybody that you know. Just get really clever about doing it. But we're going to go about sharing later when I talk about the 5 high-paying activities. All right, so we've got DVF. And then this one is what I want to see the most people get to this month. And it's called SDVF. Okay, and that's when your business really takes off. That's when it starts, and that's when things kind of get fun. Thanks, Louise. You're the best. So SDVF is at the moment, so if you started as of July, it's a $400 bonus, and you get 40 days to get there. All right? Now, that says 40 days. Do it as quick as you can. I did it in 9 days. And it was the best bloody money that I made, because I worked hard for it. I loved every minute of it. I knew that I got to help so many people. And then it also set me up to really keep my business going with that momentum, okay? So the biggest mistake that I can tell anybody is to go off these figures. Just make it happen. Just go for it. Just jump all in and really trust your upline and trust the system that it's going to happen. All right, so that's $400 in your 40 days. Now, to get there, I'm going to rub this all out and explain to you guys how to get there. Now, SDVF is 4,000 points. So that's normally around 8 to 10 orders, and 1 team member, so 1 virtual franchisee. Now, that might seem like a lot when we write it out, but if you look at it, say that's with 1 franchisee. So if you can find a friend, a family member, even just anybody that you come across networking or anything like that to share it with you, that's 2,000 each. So if you break it down by 2, that's 2,000 points each, and that's literally 5 orders, 4 or 5 orders around that to kind of get you there. And not only that, but then you have this virtual franchisee who can help you do everything. Okay, it's so nice to have a friend. My beautiful first friend in this business, Miranda, she was the one that really pushed me to realize that this was something that I wanted to do. And we call them a believer. Isn't that beautiful? So what I want you guys to do, if you're just starting, focus on finding that believer. Okay, because it's so nice to go through things together rather than have to feel like you're doing it by yourself. When you have those crappy days, or, if somebody tells you no, or if somebody says, it's a crap product, it's really nice to have somebody to come back to and have a little bit of a whinge and a cry, but then pick yourself back up together and keep going. Okay, so This business isn't about recruiting. I know a lot of people think that's what network marketing is, but it's really not. It's about finding people who believe, who want change, and who are ready to go get it. There's so many people out there. There literally is so many people who want something else. So when you start out, think about those people, okay? Bear in mind though, when I started and I realized that I was going to go through the business, I thought, sweet, I've got 3 people that I can approach and they'd love it. I approached all 3 and they turned me down straight away. It was a bit of a kick in the guts, but it literally reminded me that you can't go out there and just vomit Juice Plus all over people, because yes, it's awesome, and when you're in it and you feel that vibe, you feel that energy, and you get to be around all these cool people, it makes sense and it's really fun. But for everybody in the outside world, it looks really foreign and it looks a little bit strange and like some weird scam or cult. Okay, trust me, because I was thinking it. So remember, okay, you want to find somebody, but do it delicately. Explain to them, be brutally honest, but also remember that you don't want to scare them off by kind of jumping down their throat. If they don't find straight away, like, you know, the 3 people that I approached, I probably didn't do it very well because I didn't understand what I was doing yet. But, you know, they're looking at my stuff, and 2 of them are actually asking me questions now about joining the business 5 months on. So it took them a long time to look and kind of get to know it. But I was just very lucky that Miranda, my beautiful believer, she jumped on straight away. Okay. And I know not everybody's that lucky. Sometimes it can take, you know, 2 or 3 months to find that person that's really going to stick with you and want to help you kind of get through things. But focus on that. Focus on finding that first VF that's really going to help you get to SDVF, because once you do hit SDVF, it's pretty much a downhill slide. Like, you just keep gathering momentum, you keep getting better at what you're doing. You learn how to work the system a lot better, how to follow the system a lot better. So getting to SDVF is really your big main focus. All right. So remember, we just have start off at VF, move to DVF, and then SDVF. Now, like I said, that's 4,000 points and 1 VF. Okay. So it's literally about 8 to 10 orders and 1 person on your team. So, you know, I've seen people do that last month in 12 hours. 12 hours they took to become SDVF. So please don't limit yourself and think, oh, sweet, I've got 40 days. I'm going to take, you know, just take my time. It'll all happen. Just try and get it done as soon as possible, because the quicker you get that momentum, the quicker it'll really build. All right. So that's talking a little bit about our promotions that I want you guys to go through. Now I'm going to talk about our business structure. For anybody who's just kind of started, you will notice that you got added into a whole group of team pages. So what we have in our business so far is we have Team Freestyle. Now, Freestyle actually belongs to Adam. So if you do any Monday night trainings, you'll see that Adam is the upline that does that. He's bloody awesome. He's a 200 club. He earns a ridiculous figure a month, but he deserves it. He's such a beautiful guy. He looks after his children and his family really well, and he loves helping people. So that's Adam's team. Okay. Now, Adam introduced Lauren. So next down the line goes Lauren, and Lauren does iLuminate. Cool. So Lauren has also been in the business just as long as Adam. That was his believer. Okay, so anything that you need, you can find in the iLuminate. It's in the pinned posts on the Facebook book. If you haven't been added to these pages, please talk to your upline, because they'll be more than happy to do it. Okay, and then comes me, long way down the line. They'd been doing it years before me. But we just got big enough that I decided to make our own page, and we're Team Love. Okay, so you'll see that there is 3 pages, but what's really cool about this business is that you can utilize all 3. So, you know, you can take things from Adam, you can do his trainings, you can take things from Lauren and do her trainings, and you can take things from me and do my trainings. Okay, it's literally that easy and that simple, because the beauty of our business is that we can actually go 5 deep. So just to use it as a bit of a kind of visual for you guys. So we're going to go Adam, Lauren, me. Then we're going to go down to Tracy. So she's another one of my front lines. Okay, then Tracy. And then I was going to say Katrina, but we'll go Louise so it doesn't get tricky. And then so Adam can literally go 1, 2, 3, 4, and down to Louise's Lady Narelle. Okay? So he can help anybody down that line. Sorry, catch us off. Here's Louise and Narelle. Cool? So what I want you guys to remember is that you're not just part of one team and you don't just create one team. That's the biggest thing that I see people make the mistake in, is they think, sweet, like I've got these little teamies now and they're mine and I'm going to keep them all to myself. Let them utilize everything that we've got, because we're all one big massive team. And you guys will see, if you ever go to events or conferences or things like that, you're going to be part of Team Freestyle. And you're part of Illuminate, and you're going to be a part of Love, because literally you're part of 5 teams deep. Okay? If anybody is on the coast or does know of beautiful Linda, I posted her video last night. She's actually one step above of Adam, and she's Team Spirit. So if you do see anything of that, we're also part of Team Spirit. I just left her out so it doesn't get too confusing. Now, along the lines of this, we're going to talk about uplines. So uplines is pretty much the person who brought you into the business. Okay, so for me, there was Adam, Lauren, me, and the chain goes down. Okay, what I want you to remember though is that you don't just have to go to your direct upline. That should always be your first stop, but you're more than welcome to talk to everybody that's available. Okay, so I'm going to just use Tracy as an example, because she's got an awesome team that utilize her very well. Okay, so Tracy has Louise, Shaston, and Katrina, and Katrina Shepherd. Okay, now it continues to go down, and that's what's going to happen. It's really going to branch off and go out, but if you look at it, there's still always Tracy up the top. So say if we go down here and we got Rach, okay, Rach's upline is Shaston and also Tracy. But if she has a question, she's always going to want to go to Shaston first to give her the opportunity to answer it, because, again, it's a teaching business. Shaston's learning as well. And then Tracy's up here to help. If Tracy doesn't know it, she can come to me. If I don't know it, I can go to Lauren. Like, it's literally that easy and that simple, and that's why we really ask you guys to keep the communication open. There's no such thing as a silly question in this business, literally, because we learn as we earn. So you need to ask as many questions as possible. And don't be afraid to F up. Like, it's going to happen. You're going to make mistakes. We all have. So just kind of be real with them and just own up to them and know that it's okay. You know, it's okay. Just maybe think next time that you need to ask more questions and understand that. All right, so that's just a little bit about the business. I hope that kind of cleared up a few things for everybody, because I know we've had some little issues about that going on lately. And it's hard. It's hard because our business is seeing so much momentum. Like, if you think about it, I've only been doing it for 5 months, so there's no one under me that's been doing it longer than that. So we're seeing a lot of movement, and it's quite normal for everybody to feel a little bit overwhelmed. Just remember, there's so much support, especially on those Freestyle and Illuminate pages. Watch as much as you can. Watch as many events as you can, and watch as many trainings as you can. All right. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is our 5 high-paying activities. So this is pretty much for everybody, new or old. I hope the old people should know these off by heart. But we want to talk about, number 1 is connecting. Number 2 is sharing. Number 3 is events and training. Number 4 is following up. And number 5 is customer care. Okay? So if you go through those again, we got connecting, sharing, events, follow-up, customer care. Okay? They're the things that you need to focus on to get paid in this business and to keep your business moving. All right? So, connecting. Connecting isn't just, like I said, spewing Juice Plus on people or putting up one post. Okay, I put up another thing in Team Love, that consistency will beat intensity. And that is so true if you've ever worked out at the gym. Okay, you need to be consistent, and you need to do the same in this business. 1 post a day, if it's something subtle, you don't have to make it, here's a picture of our products, go and buy them. Just something like a picture of your food, saying how much you're enjoying the healthier lifestyle, or, you know, a positive quote to say that you're really excited about the direction your life's taking. Just something that's going to get people thinking and get people curious, okay? Just being subtle, really, but utilizing it in the best ways that you can. All right, so connecting. So first of all, don't go and spew on people. Connect, like really take an interest in people's lives. I know I've got a lot of team on here who want to build team. Don't go out and spam every single ad site that you can find, because I reckon about 90% of the time you're going to get loonies that reply to you that are just having a bit of a sticky beak and just kind of having a look around. And then you get frustrated because they're not replying or they're not taking it seriously. Your best thing to do is to go and build relationships, okay? Connect with people. So talk to, if you want to do it in your warm market, go and connect to the people, you know, that you haven't spoken to in 1 or 2 years. Hey, how are you? How are the kids? What are you doing for work? It's been ages. You know, and really take an interest, because, you know, they might say, life's awesome. I'm loving everything. I really like my new job. And then you can just kind of carry on your conversation and really care about what they're doing. And, you know, you've made a new friend, you've reconnected. Okay. And then who knows, down the track, something might happen where they look at, you know, wanting to get healthier, or they might want some separate kind of income. There's that connection there so that they come back. Okay. But really just work on that connecting, because you'll never know what people spill. Okay. So mine was my beautiful friend Lauren, who I went to school with. We left school 10 years ago, so we haven't really spoken much or seen each other since. But she just took an interest again. She kept talking to me and saying, how things going? How's dancing going? How's the kids? How's hubby? Everything like this. And it got to a stage where we were talking and I said, things are just shit. Things are really shit. I'm so over my businesses. Our relationship's really crappy because my husband's really ill. And we just got talking, and she said, look, babe, I don't know if you're into this, but have you seen what I do? And, we talked about it for a long time. I was silly because I had preconceived kind of notions about pyramid scams. They're everywhere, apparently, the elusive pyramid scam. So I didn't look into it. And it took me a good, probably 6 to 8 months of talking to her and saying, she kept saying, look, Katrina, look, you're unhappy. I know you're upset. I can see things are going on. Just come and have a coffee with me. And it wasn't until I had a coffee with her, she didn't mention anything about Juice Plus. She just came and was my friend and was beautiful. And I got back and I just thought, I want to be doing whatever she's doing, because she was so happy and loving life and just really content with herself. So that's what I want you guys to encourage, because you might find a me that just goes, blah, like I need help. Can you help me? And I love the products. They help my hubby awesomely. They help me. And then I loved the business because it gave me a chance to be financially stable again. It's done so much more than that. I can sit here now and this is my work. I don't have my other 2 businesses. I can literally go and spend every day with my kids. It's amazing. So there's so many gifts that you can give people just by being honest and talking and kind of developing those connections. Okay. So sharing, we talked about sharing. Make it subtle. Don't just keep posting pictures of Juice Plus, because do you know what people will do? They will hide you. Okay. Trust me, I almost did it to a few people. So hiding's not a good thing, because then they're not going to be watching. They're not going to be connecting with you and being curious about what you're up to. So really make it subtle, but make it strong in the same time. So, you want people to know that you're changing, that you're doing things, and that you're really passionate about things, but you're not slamming it down their throats. Okay. Events, we talked about events. Again, I'm going to say every excuse is equal. We're all parents. We all have things going on. We're all at shitty stages. We all, going to the gym or going to dancing or going to yoga, or we've got these other commitments, okay? We've all got a lot of excuses. But my favorite saying in this business is that every excuse is equal, because it's so true. If you're going to let something get in the way of bettering yourself, it's an excuse. Don't let it happen, guys. Okay, there's so many recordings. There's an event on every night. There's a training on just about every night. If you want to make it work, you have to put in the action. Okay, so that, of course, is number 3, because there's no point running a business if you don't know what you're doing. So make sure that you're on those. Following up. Now, this is one that can be taken many different ways. I'm not completely massive on being an absolute follow-up queen. I know the fortunes in the follow-up, so I definitely do it. But I don't go over the top, because to me, I've seen MLMers that do it, and it can be a little bit confronting, and people normally just shut off and stop replying. Okay, so if somebody says to me that they want information on the products or they want information on the business, I will always give a little section to them. Exactly, Miranda. Give a little section to them. Never too much information at the start, because I don't want to overload them. But make them feel like, you're not going to chase them, that it's okay. There's no pressure on you to do this. I'm not relying on your income. Like, just be completely aloof with it, okay? Because people don't like to be forced into things or to feel obligated to do things, because they're not going to come back to you when the time's right. So my biggest thing is then, if I don't hear from them, so I send them information and I don't hear from them, I normally give them 24 hours and I just say, hi Amanda, how's everything going? Just wondering if you wanted to place an order, because I will be doing one within the next 24 hours. It's completely okay if you're not, but I would love to help you out with this, this and this, whatever we were talking about she thinks the products would be good for. All right, so I don't make them feel pressured. And then again, if they don't respond to that, I will honestly just leave it for a good fortnight. And then I'll normally go back into the connecting if I want to. If I feel like I could help them, or that it would be, a nice thing to do, I quite often go back in and you just say, how's your week been? And just connect again and make sure that they're still doing okay, because life does get in the way. And if you don't follow up, you could have lost somebody that you really could have helped, or that could have really helped your business. So Lauren was big on that. She was the one who kept in touch with me and just kept checking in how I was doing, leaving the light on for me. And like I said, it did take 6 to 8 months, but I got there. I really wanted her help and I really jumped for it. So the fortune's definitely in the follow-up. Don't write somebody off just because you don't hear back from them. But again, don't go and send them 4 messages when they haven't replied to any of them. Okay? Again, with the business, I don't, the same kind of thing, like Miranda said, don't act desperate. You don't want people who don't want to work. So if somebody comes to you and they say, oh yeah, it's a bit interesting, I might have a look at it next week. Okay, sure, go ahead and go, that's really cool, I'd love for you to have a look at it, I will check back next week. If you don't hear from them next week, they weren't a yes. Okay, they weren't interested, they didn't understand the value behind what you were giving them, so just move on. Move on to the next one. If you work off a grid, write down their name so that you can go back next month and just check on how they're doing. Connect again. Okay. Following up with the customer is totally different to following up to the business. Like Miranda said, don't come across as desperate, because at the start, you get a little bit excited and you think, sweet, I want team. But there's no point having team if they don't want to be there and they don't want to work. So you really want to be selective with who you bring into your business, and just put it out there that the right people are going to come. Okay, again, with mindset, the belief, the little video that we watched at the start that really outlines how important your self-belief is as to what you're going to accumulate in life. Okay, if you keep thinking, oh, this is shit, nobody's going to want to be on my team, I'm never going to recruit anybody, that's exactly what you're going to get. Okay, don't be surprised, because it is exactly what you're going to get. If you go out there and you just think, what, I deserve this is an amazing opportunity, I can see people who are living their dreams and who are getting what they want, and I really want to help people do the same, I know I'm going to help people do the same, it'll come so easily. And, people always say to me, what's your secret? I think I got 15 new teammates over this 5 months that I've started. Okay, and it's literally just because I know they will come. Why wouldn't they? Have you seen this opportunity? Like, have you felt the feeling of these trainings, of being around these people? Like, it's an amazing thing to be a part of. And I know there's so many people out there who want to feel that as well. So really have that belief, but don't have the desperation, okay? Now, the last one is customer care. So when you get into the ranks enough and you have your own customer base, please remember to look after them, especially when those 4 months are up, because so many of them will cancel if you're not really building a relationship and making sure that they're doing okay. And that being said, sometimes people just cancel. you know, they don't like it, or they have bills coming up, or something else happens, don't take it to heart. But don't just let it slip by. If you see somebody cancel in your system, or somebody asks you to cancel, work it as a really good way to go back to number one and connect. Ask them, you know, how's everything going? What was it that you didn't like? You want to be totally honest, because feedback really helps your business. And, you know, if they say to you that they've just been laid off work and they're really worried about it because, you know, their partner's got all this stress now, blah, 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 that's a perfect way for you to come in like Lauren and say, hey, babe, have you seen what I do? You know, I'd really love to be able to show you how much potential there is and how much earning capacity there is in our business, especially when you're doing it around stolen moments working from home. Okay, so it's the optimal opportunity, really. And if you see the value behind it, you'll notice that your business just starts rolling with the momentum. All right, so that's our 5 high-paying activities. Now, I want you guys to really focus on them this month, because if you do, you're going to see the results. I can promise you that. And I'm going to set a challenge for us to do. I know Lauren does them, so I thought they were really cool, so I'm going to steal the idea, because my goal this month is to get as many SDVFs in the team as possible. And I know that's going to happen so easily with all you new guys coming on board, and with all the amazing leaders that we have that are looking out there to help people and to change lives. So what I'm going to do is, who can promote, first of all, the most SDVFs? And then secondly, who can accumulate the most frontline? Okay, so frontline are directly below you. Okay, so the people that you bring on board. Okay, so again, whoever can get the most frontline and whoever can get the most new SDVFs. Now that can count for anybody. So perfect, good boy, Corey. So anybody who is, say, just starting, or who is DVF, if they hit SDVF and they're your frontline, count them. Okay, if you're going to bring on somebody next week and they hit SDVF in 10 days, count them. Okay, but I really want you guys to focus on, hell yeah, Miranda, I really want you guys to focus on the fact that width is going to be your profitability. Okay, depth is going to be your stability. So go as wide as you can, but remember to focus on them so well that they know what they're doing and that they're so strong that they're capable of going down. Being duplicatable for my leaders is really important. So make sure you guys are doing things that your team can easily duplicate. Have a system in place. If you don't have a system in place, steal mine. Come to me and ask me, and you can easily take whatever I give to newbies. Okay? For anybody that's on and is new, even if they're old and you haven't, watch the game plan chat. Okay, it will inspire you, it'll show you what's actually possible, and it'll really get you excited for the future. Now, there's another game plan chat happening in September. They're a bit elusive with all the details around it, but I think it's either the 24th or 25th. So if you're on the Gold Coast, keep that free. If you're not on the Gold Coast, buy some flights. I promise you it's going to be an amazing weekend. Linda's doing it. Now, Linda earns a ridiculous amount and she has so much heart and so much love. So I know it's going to be a fabulous weekend. And it's just really good to 24th, 25th of September, Des. It's one of those days. I know one's Simon Mitchell and one's game plan chat, and I always get them confused. Yay! Okay, it's going to be really good, I can promise you. I will post up the last video from Game Plan Chat that actually went on like a $2 million yacht around the Gold Coast, and it was just catered and drinks, and they talked about all the things that are going to lead to success. They got all these tips off some amazing international superstars. You know, that's the kind of things that you want to be involved with, because that's the beauty of our business, is being around so many successful people, because when you are, you're only going to go up. You learn so much, you grow so much, and it really is the beauty behind our business. Okay, so I'm not going to go too much longer because I think I'm already on the hour. I can really talk when I get started. So for you guys, I'm really proud of you all for jumping on. I haven't recorded. I've just got to work out how to make it small enough to send it through on Facebook or to post it. Miranda, you're my helper with that. So I will post it up there for anybody who missed it. or anybody who wants to watch again. But if you have any questions about starting strong, so the points, the promotions, anything like that, please talk to your upline. Sometimes it can get easy for us to miss those steps because they seem so mundane once you get into the bigger picture of things. But I remember how scary it was at the start, walking into this business and not knowing anything. Okay, so if you feel like you're at that spot, reach out and just let people know, because we're not going to be like, oh shit, you suck, like, because we were there, trust us, like we were there, we know the feeling. And just let us know to go slower, or that you need that in more depth, or, you know, really kind of put out what you want. If you want to come into this just to get the products cheaper and kind of be a part of something, that's awesome. You know, let your upline know that you're not in it to kind of race through things. Trust me, though, I actually came in and said that I didn't want to race through things, and now I'm just addicted to it. So just put it out there, let them know. Don't feel like you know, they're bugging you. They really just want you guys to do well, because this is a teaching business. Like, success depends on success depends on success. So the more they help you, the more it helps them, and the more it helps them, and it builds a stronger foundation for us all to be successful and to get what we want. Okay, and that's what I really love about this business. At the start, that's what scared me, because I thought, you know, I'm just working hard to pay for somebody else. Totally not what happens. But anyway, that's what I assumed. That's what makes everybody so passionate and so positive and so loving, because we actually want to see people do well, because we know how that wellness feels. And not only does that make them feel better, but it makes us feel better, and it just kind of creates this whole team of awesomeness. That's why I called us Team Love, because I just feel like the love's crazy in this business. But anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. Please remember to work on your whys, to put them somewhere out and about so that everybody can see them every day. Work on your vision board if that's something that you're into. Focus on manifesting. Don't just put it out there. Actually go and focus on it and feel those feels. And your top 5. I'm going to post them in Team Love just to make sure that everybody's got them down, but work on it. Work on them every day. Okay, consistency beats intensity. Okay, so awesome. Thank you so much for your time, guys. I'm going to take you all off mute, so if anybody wants to ask any questions, go for it. If anybody's doing anything naughty, you better mute yourself. Unmute all. Cool. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
Everyone's
done well. Yeah. Awesome training.
Oh, thanks, darling. Let me see. I'm going to read through these and see if anything came up. Talia, you have 30 days, darling. Yep, so they ordered that, did they? Well, yeah. So, guys, when you order, and this is really important to remember if you're signing up a customer, or if, you know, somebody says, I really want to look at the business, but I want to order the product first, which is awesome, and you kind of want that because you want somebody that believes in the product before they try and sell it. But just bear in mind that, say if they order their product on the 14th and it doesn't arrive till, say, you know, the 20th, they have to sign up that month. Okay, so before that 31st ticks over, they need to make sure that they've got their franchise fee in. Otherwise, they won't get commission or points on their own products. Okay, so just bear in mind, anybody that orders this month needs to become a VF this month if they want to get those commission and points. Cool. What else did we have on there? Any other chats? Does anybody else want to put anything else in? I know. How crazy is that, Trace? That's exactly what I want to avoid. Don't go adding people into any groups. And also don't go tagging people in things. That just drives me crazy too. Cool. Everybody else is all good? We don't have any other issues?
Can I talk to you about a customer of Rachel's?
Yes, I've already talked to Rachel.
Read that?
Yeah,
you have? Okay.
I talked to Rachel about her today, but I will definitely, I'll jump back on. I've got a message from you that I need to reply to anyway, so I'll jump back on and have a chat to you soon.
All right, then, no problem.
Anything else while I'm here, guys? Are we all good?
All good.
All good.
Thanks, Sue and Jackie.
You guys are awesome. Straight in. No worries, Miranda. Good luck, darling. Yeah, so proud of your girls, Joe. They did fantastic. Straight in and straight on team training. Champions. Champions in the making.
Good night, ladies.
Oh, no, they're fantastic. They've been doing their posts and everything. Their Facebook pages look great.
Oh, awesome. Well, why wouldn't they with a leader like you, Jo? You're fantastic. Fantastic. They're in a lucky team.
You're welcome, Sue.
All right, guys, I'm going to head off and let you guys all enjoy your night. Please message me through other questions if you remember them later. But enjoy your night. Enjoy the rest of the week. And we'll see you in a fortnight. Remember, fortnightly training from now on. All right, guys.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.